So the Marina Mabry, Caitlin Clark story is not one that's going to stop anytime soon. And let's be real, it's Marina Mabry. It is Marina Mabry. And my favorite thing about this is like people are trying to say Sophie Cunningham is not willing to fight was only willing to go at JC Sheldon and not Mabry. One, JC Sheldon like took out Sig Coulson's knee. There were a load of things. A load of things when it came to Marie, like JC Sheldon, why JC Sheldon was more of a target than Marina Mabry. And I mean this like the old claw in the eye. The claw in the eye is a was as bad as anything. However, let's take a listen to some Minnesota Lynx players talking about this scenario. So Minnesota Lynx players, and by the way, like we've got Kelsey Bone, a former lottery or near lottery pick in the WNBA draft, coming out there saying that I was an enforcer and it was like, what Sophie Cunningham got the wrong person. I'm like, I mean this when I say this, like Sophie Cunningham got the right person. And they were like, she only didn't get Marina Mabry because she's scared of Mabry. It's like, no. Mazian took Mabry off the floor and didn't put her back on for the fourth quarter. Didn't put her back on. But anyway, let's take a listen to what these Lynx players, rival players, and by the way, it would have benefited the Lynx. Actually, no, it would not have benefited the Lynx for Fever winning this game. But the Lynx are playing the Fever in the Commissioner's Cup final, so they've got no reason to be pro-Fever in this scenario.
Look, they showing them. Look at me. Hey. Hey, we would have been crashing out RT.
Courtney, if somebody ever tackles you like that,
nobody would ever tackle me like that. They would play with Bridget like that, and then we would have to like take it up there.
Like that is a crazy one. No one would ever do anything to her like that, but they might go at Bridget Carlton. They might go at Bridget Carlton. That is a crazy one. And at the same time, I'm sorry, Bridget Carlton's like 6'1". I wouldn't want to fight Bridget Carlton. I wouldn't want to fight Bridget Carlton. She's one of the toughest defenders in the WNBA, and she's 6'1", and it's not like Bridget Carlton's particularly skinny or anything. She's big in her late 20s. Obviously played at Iowa State. Like Bridget Carlton's not. I wouldn't try to fight Bridget Carlton. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's the looks can be deceiving in these scenarios. Hence, with Sophie Cunningham holding off Lindsay Allen with one hand and getting holding off Lindsay Allen with one hand and getting JC Sheldon in the clinch. Looks can be deceiving.
okay.
You see what I'm saying?
But I'm just saying.
I ain't nobody would ever play
If,
with me like
if that ever happens, you better crash out behind me. Because I'm crashing out behind you.
T.
We can share the same jail cell. Yeah, bro.
Oh my gosh, bro. Our team would crash, bro, because they would play with somebody that's like not even like it would be like they would do that to like Bridget or like, you know what I'm saying?
Jesus, just name someone other than Bridget Carlton.
And it's like, bro, stop fucking playing with Bridget like that before we run down on some shit.
Yeah, facts. Walk
For
them
real.
down.
Walk them down.
Like, that is a crazy thing to say. I mean this when I say this. Like, that is crazy. Like, they've basically... And you know what? Like, everybody's saying, oh, yeah. And all they've done is... You know all those conversations, people like, oh, you know, the enforcers... It was a clean play. Monica McNutt and all that stuff. You have now got players on a rival team being like... Essentially, if that happened to any of their players, they would have just started a brawl. Like, you've got a rival team essentially saying, they were like, yeah, if this happens, we're going to crash out, which essentially means they do what Sophie Cunningham did. And you better believe not one of them saying a negative word about Sophie Cunningham. And by the way, look, this happens in basketball. And there's sometimes you got to just be ready. You just got to be ready to go. It is a pity with the Fever at the closest thing in their starting lineup to somebody that is that's, you know, ready to go and will be there to defend Caitlin Clark is Lexi Hull, which is not ideal. because I don't think Lexi Hull's a lover, not a fighter. I would not consider Lexi Hull to be a fighter in these scenarios, but she was at least trying. Like, Aaliyah Boston's not a fighter. Like, Natasha Howard, you don't want to mess with Natasha Howard, but she doesn't seem like she's a fighter either. Dewana Bonner, in fairness, if Dewana Bonner was on the floor, Dewana Bonner would have been chucked. If Dewana Bonner was on the floor. I forgot about her. If Bonner was on the floor, she would have been chucked as well. Sid Colson, I think, would have been chucked as well. Maybe not. Maybe not. But yeah, it is a crazy thing. But like, it's funny when people are like, oh yeah, these other players are like the biggest crash outs. But I'm like, I mean this when I say this about Courtney Williams. Look at what Courtney Williams did when she was in when Courtney Williams was in Atlanta. Just look up Courtney Williams in Atlanta. Just look at what she did there. And let's be real. They're not wrong. Nobody, just after that situation, trying to fight Courtney Williams is like trying to fight Kennedy, is like going out of your way to fight Kennedy Carter. Like, it's that type of a situation. But at the end of the day, look, they're being honest. They're being honest, and everyone said it last year. Teams pick on Caitlin Clark because she doesn't have her Charles Oakley. But now she gets her Charles Oakley, and it's a problem. Because I mean this when I say this. People wanted Caitlin Clark to be perpetually bullied. When Caitlin Clark got her Charles Oakley, she got her Dennis Rodman. Like, she got her I'm trying to even think of like her Draymond. She got her Draymond. But like, at the end of the day, it's something that happens, and now players are going to have to deal with it. And teams are going to have to deal with it. You can no longer bully Caitlin Clark. And by the way, we got demon Caitlin Clark out there now. Like, this is not just your normal Caitlin Clark. This is demon Clark. There's two very, very different people. No, like, Caitlin Clark and Demon Clark are two completely different people. And if you guys agree with that, we've got Demon Clark merch. We've got new merch on the channel. So we've got Demon Clark merch, but we also have the two sides to Caitlin. The two sides where we got the Angel Caitlin on the front, you know, making a seam, the public facing Caitlin, and then on the back we've got Demon Caitlin. So we got Angel and Demon Caitlin as well. But yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.